year we've done nothing with it. I feel like, Micah and Andrew, they have this vision and this passion that they want us to live. And I feel like at camp we're on this God high, and that we think that we're going to go home and we're going to change the world. But guys, I don't know about you, but I haven't really done anything. I go home, I go to my go-to moves, I fall in the same temptations, the same sins are there when we get home. But imagine if we did. Imagine if we did. Imagine if we lived our lives the way God wanted us to. Imagine if when we walk through our schools that people would immediately see that guy's a Christian. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Imagine if people saw you walking around and it's like, wow, there's something wrong with that guy. that guy loves Jesus. That Jesus is living through him. Imagine if we brought all our friends to church. Imagine if we didn't have friends that did not go to church. What if by next year, I've said this before, what if by next year we doubled the size of this camp? We don't have to bring one person. How hard is that? Do you have one friend that's not here right now? One? I'm pretty sure we all do. I have almost no Christian friends except the 30 guys that are here with me. Imagine if we went to our schools and it was just a God-loving place, and that everyone there was nice and friendly and loving. Imagine. A few weeks ago, I took this trip out of country, and I made some friends while I was there, and they had apparently seen like Mean Girls or something. And so they asked, they were like, so at your school, is there like cliques, like with the cool kids and the nerds and the jocks? I was like, and they asked, was everyone rude to each other like they'd seen the movie? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Pretty much. But imagine if it wasn't like that. This world thinks it knows what love is with its Hollywood hot pink movies and its novellas and its love books. But I'm talking about a love that God sent his son down here to die for you, for me, for everyone here. The problem with that is that this generation, I feel like, if we're not careful, can be very self-centered. We're this selfie generation. That's what we've been labeled as. Don't laugh, it's not a good thing. When we get home, our go-to move is going to be on our minds. But the same sins, the same temptations are going to be there. And guess what? You're going to stumble. You're going to fall. You're going to fall back into that same temptation. You're going to go to your go-to move. But guess what? With God, you're going to be able to go through and you're going to be able to take people with you along the way. We love being lit more than we love being light. We love to be lit more than we love to be alight. Someone needs to write that down. That's good. We love to be lit more than we love to be a light. And I feel like if we just change that, we could easily change our schools. We could change our church. Imagine if people walked into Access and they were so welcomed. They were so filled with joy that they couldn't keep it to themselves. They'd have to bring people with them. Imagine. With that being said, what are your symptoms? Everyone here has been to the doctor office at one point in their life. And when you go to the doctor, you have these symptoms, you have a fever, you're sneezing, you're coughing, whatever. As a Christian, we should have symptoms. People should be able to tell that you're a Christian. I haven't even been living this out fully myself, but I don't cuss and people are like, what's wrong with you? Or they'll say, if I counted the amount of times I heard the F word at school, I couldn't keep count. Imagine if our schools were different, If a drunk person walked in right now, could we tell? Yes. He'd be stumbling, falling loud. We could tell. We could tell. So my challenge to you is as we go back home, as we go back to school, as we go back to our homes with our moms, our dads, and our brothers and our sisters, that we would be different, that they could see the difference in us. There's no greater way to evangelize to someone than living your life like Jesus. Living life with Jesus in you. And I think one of the reasons this camp works so well is because we're here together. We're here together, we're talking about God, we're reading our Bibles, we're praying, we're singing. When we go home, that doesn't change. It gets bigger and better because there's more people to come. And I feel like every year we go back and it's the exact opposite. We plummet down. We should keep going up, not down. Same thing. Guys, this year's different. This year's different. It's not going to be the same. Not for me. Not for you. It is not going to be the same. When we go back to school, people are going to be able to tell that guy goes to Palm Valley. He does. This does not work without spiritual practices. That's something Mike has been talking about in our morning sessions. You know, we're growing here. We're reading our Bibles. Guys, if you go home and you stop that, you're going to have this empty hole. And we try to fill that hole with relationships, with stupid addictions and with friends and doing dumb things. But guys, that hole can only be filled by one thing, and that is the love of God. I think more than not, we can be in the presence of Jesus and not even realize it. Right now, Jesus is in this room. The presence of God is in this room. Everyone knows that. And David the other night talked about the woman at the well. And I think something that we can look over often in that story is that for, 10 minutes, she was in the presence of Jesus and didn't even realize it. She was worried about getting her water, and this weird guy's talking to me, and he should go away. I shouldn't be talking to him. She was in the presence of God and did not even realize it. But the woman with the blood disease, she knew that if she just got in the presence of Jesus, she would be instantly healed. She was chasing after him. She pushed people out of her way. She was crawling on her knees just to touch Jesus' robe. Guys, we're not doing that. We're not striving enough for him. We aren't trying to get to know him better. And that's going to change this year. It's going to be hard. We're going to stumble. We're going to fall. You're human. It's going to happen. But it's my prayer that together, and only together, that we can do this. Our schools are going to be different. Our schools are going to be different. Access is going to be different. This does not stop here. Did we just go to another building in Mission, Texas? Nothing changes. To the woman at the well, Jesus talks about this living water. This water that gives you eternal life. The woman's like, well, I'm getting water. And no, Jesus is like, no. I'm talking about the eternal life water. This cup of living water. And I feel like every year at camp, we praise the living water. We worship the living water. We look at it, we admire it. But guys, every once in a while, we need to drink the living water. I know God is calling out some of us to do that tonight. Like, yeah, I want that. I want to be different. I'm going to make a difference in my school. And so, on the count of 3, if you're feeling that, I want you to raise your hands, eyes closed, heads bowed, everyone. And we're going to pray together. We're going to pray for guidance and for wisdom, for God to lead us. It's not going to be easy, guys, but together, through Jesus, we can do it. So on the count of 3, if you feel like this is for you, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. God bless you. God bless you. we love you. We need you. We are nothing without you. God, I pray that as we go back, that we would be different. Nothing would be the same. That in our schools, in our homes, when we're with our friends, they would see a difference. We would make a difference in them.